I'm Ken Moore of the Public Relations Department here at Arkansas Farm Bureau, and with me are Steve Hignight. Steve is the Director of the Northwest Field District for our Officers and Member Programs Department, and Jody Urquhart, who is Director of the North Central Field District. And we're here to talk to you and help explain to you how under these unusual circumstances that we're all living in with the COVID-19 pandemic, how you can continue to have a successful and effective Gold Star program as we approach the end of the year. And so, Steve, I know you and Jody both work very closely with the members in your districts. Why don't you explain, first of all, how under these unusual circumstances they can still publicize and have active programs?
Absolutely. I think a lot of times, we think the things that Farm Bureau is engaged in on a county level. They realize that we're promoting agriculture in your county, and so the Gold Star has always been a way of looking back, measuring what the county has done through the year, and kind of do an evaluation of what the county's activities are, trying to meet those goals. And so this year was a little different. I know a lot of the school programs got canceled out, and a lot of the programs that the counties normally do in the springtime were canceled because of the schools. But again, the purposes of that Gold Star is just to kind of evaluate what the county has accomplished and provide kind of an annual record of the activities. And kind of a side note, it's also something that we can use for IRS audit if we happen to get a county that gets in an audit situation. So it's also something that the county can use as far as a record to show that they've been involved in giving back to the community, giving back to their county, back to their members. And so the Gold Star, again, is just kind of a performance guide. Gives the opportunity to measure what they've done. And of course, we've always encouraged the counties to create a Gold Star committee, kind of look at some things. And even though we're in the middle of the summer, there's still probably some things, and I know Jody will talk about later, the county can do to promote agriculture in their county. And so it's just a good way of giving the county some guidance in what they're doing as far as the County Farm Bureau.
Very good. Jody, what do you have to add to what Steve just said?
Well, I think it would be good to first address the fact that we understand that there's quite a bit of anxiety out there. I've had several counties that have called me. I know that Steve and the other district directors with concerns about, well, what are we going to do about this Gold Star application this year, and is the program going to change a lot, or are we going to stay on course? You think about it, there's so many opportunities now out there for us to, and you as a county, to continue doing work behind the scenes, whether it's doing more online or conducting meetings online, or just having conversations by telephone. Several counties have been doing that. We wanted to remind everybody too that each of your district directors, we all have Zoom accounts. So all you got to do is give us a time and date of where you want to meet, and we'll be glad to set that up for you and help the counties and manage that. So that way you can have committee meetings and you can have board meetings, and maybe even if you need to have your business meeting that way this year, plenty of opportunity to utilize new technologies and find ways. The Gold Star application, I've always said, a lot of folks like to look at it as a contest, but in reality, it's a program of work. It's an easy guide to review as a program of work, going through your county activities list, seeing how you're conducting your county board meetings, minutes, finances, and maintaining your critical records. It's a great tool for keeping up with how you work within your public relations, governmental affairs, or conduct your subcommittees. So that's what we wanted to do today with this visit with Ken, is to talk about the fact that there's so many opportunities out there that you don't have to worry about and make this hard. The six of us, and as your district directors, and all the rest of the staff here at the state office, we are all set on go and ready to do anything we can. We know that there's going to be some potential questions about how do we do our policy development in the next couple of months. We have plenty of opportunities to conduct that. So by way of Zoom, or if you have ability to do them in person, then they can be. But when we get to the point of wanting to talk about producing our best application, we always can encourage the counties, first of all, to appoint a committee. You know, counties that fall short generally will just throw it at one of their MSRs and say, hey, can you get this filled out and send it? And we've worked for years now to try to encourage counties to say, hey, let's get us a committee together of 4 or 5 individuals. Let's work with that MSR and our agency manager, and let's put together the best application that we can. That helps log down all of the information throughout the year that you all have conducted. It helps to put forth where you have that legal document that if for some reason you ever needed for the IRS, that you have it. But the thing is so many more people have been involved in that application. You know, you start your file early in the year. Keep a track of it throughout the year. Ask your board members to give you ideas and thoughts. You know, take a quarterly look at it, your activities. Start filling in your activities and things such as that as you go through the year. Don't wait till the very bitter end to try to remember everything, because that's where you really fall into some potholes. So there's several things that we as district directors, and I know I can speak for all of us when I say that if you just pick up the phone and call us, we'll be right there to help you. We'll talk to you. We'll get you through it. If you've been one of the counties that's had some great success lately, I know that there's other counties that occasionally might reach out to you. So if we all work together, I know that we can make this a great year still.
Very well said. And Jody and Steve, I know that you have active women's committees in your counties and the Ag in the Classroom program, even though schools were disrupted this spring and we don't know what school's going to look like here this fall, they can still utilize Zoom and technology when classes are in session to try to continue and maintain those Ag in the Class programs from a distance. Perhaps if they can reach out to the local school, their teachers that they might normally work with. Legislative activities. It's an election year, so for those counties that are still trying to conduct some sort of forums or legislative activity, get out to the vote and whatever, continue to work on those from a distance as best you can. Work with Steve and Jody and the other directors to have some sort of a program of work for the balance of this year so that you can document those activities, right?
Yes.
And then report those when it comes time to submit your Gold Star forms. I would say from a public relations perspective, as you all know, we have turned our emphasis in the recent years to emphasizing that you document your work on social media. It's important. We're living in the world of social media now, and Ashley Wallace, our social media coordinator, will work with you on the county level with the MSRs and others, but you need to have an active Facebook page where you can promote all of the activity that you do to promote agriculture throughout the course of the year. And if it's just nothing but a few photographs of what you're doing to document those programs and activities that you're doing. We don't even know if we're going to have county fairs this year. Yeah, you know, and almost every county has a county fair booth.
Right.
If you don't have a county fair, you can't have a booth, but you can still at least document that and put that out on your Gold Star form. And when it comes time, Jody, to score those Gold Star forms that are submitted, we'll take that under consideration, right?
Yep, that's what I've been made to believe, and I feel like that our executive vice president and our senior vice president, they've been in communication, and you know, we're committed to continuing with our Gold Star program and keeping it strong. It's just finding new ways to do things a little differently. You know, it was even suggested at one point, you know, counties wanted to do something to show appreciation for their legislators. Some did some public announcements on their Facebook pages. I was just sitting here thinking that, you know, we could still have a forum, you know, with Measure Your Candidates by way of some Zoom stuff and record those and provide them back to the county farm bureaus where you could even use those. Knowing that you're not necessarily going to be in and out of the classroom because we don't know what that's going to look like. Schools are going to be in the class, some are going to be online, some's going to be half and half. So that's going to be hard to get in and out of those schools most likely. So what are some things that you as leaders that are trying to promote and disseminate information into the schools, what are some ways you could do that? Maybe some video reading of the books that the Farm Bureau provides. You have to be careful with just open books that that don't have ties where Farm Bureau owns the rights to. But those books that we have in our library, you could definitely do some reading of those and provide those back to the teachers. I know they're going to be looking for a lot of information. We have our Ag Facts sheets that you can use that are ready-made programs that a teacher could just take and use. And so when they're trying to figure out how to balance everything they've got going with all this, staying healthy, keeping their kids healthy, educating them still, whether it's online, whether it's in the classroom, or whether it's both, being a good partner in showing them that this information is available to them and that we can find ways to work with them, I know that we can make it successful. We've got two great individuals that work in our Ag in the Classroom area with Matt and Jason both. I know they're on go. They're discussing how they're going to make some transitions. So we would encourage you to either work with it through us or go right through them and talk to them. If you've got ideas, they're looking for ideas as well. So there's a lot of ways for us to be successful this year.
Well, and I think one of the things too, again, like we said, we usually the county fairs, everybody has a booth, usually do some promotion of agriculture in those booths, but it may be, again, the Facebook, the mass media, being an ice cream lover that I am, June was Dairy Month. You can put some things like that related to the Dairy Month. Ice Cream Month is July. So, again, just some ways you can kind of promote. And some of the counties have got marquees. Work with the county MSRs and the agency managers to maybe put some little message even out there on the front of the office that says, hey, this is beef promotion month or something of that nature. Yeah. So there's still some things that counties can do that it's maybe not in the norm of how they do some promotion, but again, some things that we can still do.
One other thing, if I might throw it in there, is that you think about how we're not actually able to get together. A lot of cases, we're not having our officers leaders conference this year. All of our commodity division meetings last month, most every one of them were in some way, shape, or form either on a Zoom call or just a regular conference call. The state president, Rich Hillman, has hosted a very large forum that many of the counties participated in a couple of months for good updates. Those are other ways that you can also stay in. We're making those as easy as possible by sending out something, or all you got to do is open it up in your text, whether you have an Apple phone, a Droid type phone, or even on your laptops or iPads where you just click one button, it puts you right in the meeting. That's a way to stay informed. That's a way to keep information out there, and it's another way to help you stay on course with what you're trying to accomplish with your program of work for the year.
Absolutely.
Well, fellas, it is, we're having to think outside the box a little bit this year. We're all having to adjust and be a little more creative in how we promote agriculture. We are still very much, and will always will be, an advocacy organization. We need to inform the public about what we're doing. The fact that agriculture is continuing, our farmers are still farming. We've been utilizing that hashtag all year long, despite the virus being out there and all of that. So be creative on the county level as how you promote what you're doing, and then be sure and document it. That's what Jody and Steve have said. And I want to add one final thing. We always continue to get a few questions, I know Steve in your districts as well, about the county advertising rebate program. That's important. That is for promotion of agriculture, not insurance, but promotion of agriculture programs. And you can do that in a variety of ways, but take advantage of that money, that cost share money you have available. You need to document that and get that information submitted to our state office by October 1st, because we're going to start scoring these Gold Star forms by the middle of October, and we need that information in just a little bit early. But that's a good way. If you do that, you utilize social media, you can almost be guaranteed of getting a star in public relations, and then the other programs that Jody and Steve have referenced. Right. So anything else you guys want to add?
We're here to help you be successful.
All right. Well, thank you very much for viewing this video, and have a great day.